Hello, this is Seth Lewis from Lantern Home Inspections, here to perform a sewer line camera inspection on property 1435 and 1439 Northeast Mason Street, Portland, Oregon 97211. Both units it looks like they share the same sewer line lateral going out of the property, out of the structure to the city main. House is facing south. I'm in unit 1439 at the basement where I've located a 4-inch cast iron clean out. This is where I'll be accessing the line for inspection. There's Mason Street beyond my truck over there. I have water running from the kitchen sink in unit 1435 just to verify that they are shared. I'm going to zero out my foot counter here. The purpose of this inspection is to determine the overall condition and serviceability of the sewer lateral for this property to the city main. And it looks like we're in cast still. And I'm beginning the scope. Actually looks like we're in concrete. Yeah, we're in concrete. So that's concrete there. There's a transition from the cast iron to concrete. You can see some adhesive there. Looks like we're in cast again. That was a section of cast. At 23 feet there, it looks like an exit hole. It's out about here, outside the structure. Another exit hole from the different direction. This can indicate a non-conforming line. In other words, shared with the neighbor's lateral exiting into this one. At 28 feet, we now transition to concrete again. As you can see there's some crumbling of the pipe and some the water's going over a lip there. That could be an indication of maybe a separation. I'll come back to that. Root intrusion at 57 feet. A significant offset at 60 feet here. And at 73, we have reached the city main. I'm going to pause the video for a moment. Okay, I'm back. I'm going to pull back for the first visible issue. there. You can see there's an offset and maybe even a crumbling in the joint area, allowing some of that water to escape. It's hard to see because my camera only sees front view. I'm going to pause and mark this. Okay, I've marked that section at 60 feet. I'm not going to mark it up because it's right under concrete, the driveway, and I'm not going to keep marking up the driveway since this isn't owned yet. But that looks like a complete offset there. Water's hitting that. That could have an actual gap in it. Not certain. And then at 57 feet, there's a small root intrusion. Those kind of things can be grinded out. And then there's a few joint sections that do have that spalling of the mortar or the concrete itself. See, as you can see, there's some joint sections that do have some spalling, crumbling of the joints, but not necessarily a failure there. And here's a repair section, looks like, where they've kept the repair regarding some exit points here at 26 feet. You have one exit on that side, and then you come back and there's another exit on that side. So that could indicate a non-conforming line, and Portland I do believe doesn't allow for that. And then there's this offset here at 17 feet. Small offset, but offset nonetheless, and you can see sort of a gap there in the line, then where that goes there. Okay, this does conclude the sewer line camera inspection for this property. As you saw with me going to and from the city main, there are several issues for concern that are going to require further evaluation by a licensed professional. Again, I didn't mark every location because it's directly under the driveway, and I'm not going to continue to mark that up. Though you'll see the distance counter in this video. Whoever this video is sent to can follow those markers, and it'll also be in my report written. So this does fail the sewer line camera inspection for this property at this time. I will have a written report and this video uploaded for you and your realtor to view. Thank you for choosing Lantern Inspections.